they are the third estate. We need the media, and the media did well in telling people because, as you said, it was alleged.
Yes.
You know, and we've seen the media board respond to that and claim that they may have not happened. We've also seen the cabinet secretary say that did not happen. However, I'd still want to ask us this question. Raila Odinga does not need such a clout to get audience. He can always get audience anytime, anywhere. Mm-hmm. So where there is smoke, there must have been fire at that particular night. We also saw the lawyer Danstan Omari, and if you are a student of body language and facial expression, you could tell there, from how he spoke, there must have been, you know, you can fake things, but you cannot fake your emotions to the extent that he was doing it. So, and for me, this whole situation, what I'm learning from it is that the fluidity of life, you know, imagine it's 2023 and Matiang'i is going for anticipatory bail. See how life can be.
So you're saying that there has to be a smoke somewhere, isn't there? And that's the smoke that the Media Council of Kenya doesn't want us to read into before we prove it.
That is it. That's what I'm saying. For that night, we are not the courts, but for this to be valid, and because there is the story that is told of the child that cried wolf when they'd gone too hard and there was no wolf. People used to come and everything. As my sister here had mentioned, I think it's in order. We live in an era of technology. I don't want to imagine, as for somebody who's served as one of the top people in this country, Matiang'i, where he comes from, there must be some CCTVs and surveillance cameras. You see, the best he can do, I mean, for Kenyans to also find closure, because we're also vested in that story. Can we have the CCTV footages? And that
like
would, the media would be vindicated.
Yes.
And, you know, we'd take him serious next time. And, you know, it's when you look at the timing of that, it was on a Friday in the evening. And these are the times and days that I think Miguna was deported at such a time. It was very late or early in the morning. Yes. And Jimmy Wanjigi's issues were also late in the night. So it's from all those things, I mean, these are things that could have happened. But now we need to see, you know, seeing is believing. Thank you.
That's it. Okay. Now, I just want to pick your quick sentiments on that as well, Nkirote, so that we get done with that particular one. If you look at the conduct of the Kenya Kwanza administration, and I want to take you back to two principles, that is Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto. I mean, if you look into issues of downscaling security, all right, those are the news that we were met with first. Also the same issue, the security detail for Uhuru Kenyatta was also downscaled as well.
Yes.
And then immediately after that, you get the news of I'm under siege. For any other person looking from outside, I mean, it's a well-scripted script. I don't have to think twice. That's why the story is a bit believable. So for any other Kenyan watching it right now, what do you read into the downscaling of security? I know there are explanations that it's within law. We can actually put it from this number to a specific number. Fine. Some of them have even come out and say, well, we don't need that security. We are retired.
Yes.
But if you look at the conduct, if you look at the body language and the way that Rigathi Gachagua and the president, Dr. William Ruto, have been speaking, do you think that indeed that's where they're channeling some of their energies into, disappointing those who heavily disappointed them in the run-in to their August elections?
Yeah, I look at it at that lens, I'd say yes. I mean, these are the people who, if you remember the debate, as she had alluded to, Rigathi Gachagua's debate, he kept on saying on and on how he was on Friday. They came for him, his sons were there, they saw him without a shirt or something, and they took him away, they froze his money, etc. And for me, he seemed to say that we are very good people, we will forgive you, we will not come back. But then what I'm seeing is like, people actually, in this country, I think you must always revisit. People say they won't revisit, But the way it looks like, yeah, I'm coming back for all you took away from me. When it comes to Matiang'i, I feel like any other ordinary citizen protected under Chapter 4 of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, that's the maximum that we can give Matiang'i. But having been a CS, I presume for 10 years,
yes,
he should have his own security. When it comes to security, should be protected as much as you, myself, and her are protected.
Yes. But
for a former president, as a form of goodwill, because you'll also become a former president, it's a common courtesy. A former president is actually protected in the Constitution. Even the estates
yes.
of Moi Kibaki, the Moi family, the Kenyatta family are protected. So for a live former president who you, by the way, appointed to speak on matters security
as well, yes.
in the region, requires even more security, because when he's going to negotiate in Congo, Bukavu, I see him every other day, meetings in Safari Park. He not only requires security internally, but also from external threat.
Yes.
So from that, it's a no-brainer. Not only does he need security internally, but also externally. So